Hello, welcome to the Scratch coding class. In today's video I'll show you how to code a boat race game on Scratch, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and let's get started. So for this project you need a boat sprite, and I've just got this one online, but you can just paint your own and then go into backdrops, and this is going to be the backdrop of your obstacle course, so you need to think carefully how you want to design it. First thing I'd recommend is setting a color for the backdrop, which is going to be blue to represent the sea. So something like this. Make sure you're in bitmap mode, and there we go, that's a nice blue color. And the next thing you want to do is draw your walls, so you can choose any color you want. I'm going to choose probably red, and I'm just going to paint something like this. This is my completed obstacle course, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a finish line. So basically when the boat touches this, then it's game over. So I'm almost going to be doing like a beach over here, so that's perfectly fine. And then what we need to do is control the boat. So when green flag clicked, we need to make the boat go back to the position it's in currently. So use this coordinate, and then we need to point in the direction 0, which means it's always going to point straight on. Then we need a forever loop. We're going to make the boat follow the mouse pointer if it's a certain distance away from it. So if the distance to the mouse pointer is greater than 5, then we'll just simply point in the direction and then move one step. And if you want to make the boat move faster, you can increase the number of steps, but I'm not going to do that at the minute. Now we need to make the boat react when it hits the wall. So if it's touching the color red, then we need to go back to the start again. And you can just use like a game over screen, but I'm not going to do that at the minute. And then we need to make it react when it touches the very end. So over here, we can just say you win and then stop everything. You can add a sound if you want to do that, but I'm not going to. And that is all the code for the boat at the minute. So let's just give the project a quick test. There we go. If we crash into the wall, it goes back to the start. And the project is very boring at the minute, so I'm going to add a few extra obstacles. So I want to add a gate to this course, so we need to paint a sprite, and this is going to be just a line that is the same color as the wall. I'm going to place it over here, and that's always going to be rotating. So let's add the code. When green flag clicked, forever, we're going to turn clockwise for 1 degree. The next obstacle I want to add is a moving wall, so we can just simply duplicate this, and I want the moving wall to be somewhere here, like that. I'm maybe going to cut a bit off at the very end so it's not as long, like that. And then I'm going to duplicate this, remove a bit off the next costume, duplicate it again, remove a bit off the next costume, and I'm going to do that until it's something like that. And then we need to add some code into this, so we can just delete that. We need to switch the costume to costume 1. Then we need to use a repeat. We're going to change costume 3 times, and there needs to be slight delay when you change the costume, something maybe 0.4 seconds. Then we're going to be at the shortest length of the wall, so we're going to wait for, let's say, 1.5 seconds, and that gives enough time for the boat to get past before we switch back to costume 1. And the final thing I want to add is a permanent wind, so it's going to be blowing left all the time, and that's just going to make the boat very difficult to control. And I want it at random periods, so not always blowing, but every 3 to 6 seconds it will blow. So forever. Then we need to wait, get a random 3 to 6. And then for the wind itself, we need a repeat loop. I'm going to go 20 times, and you can change this value if you want to make the wind last longer. You just simply increase it and change x by -1. And that is all the obstacles I want to add. So now, as you can see, we have a functional obstacle course that's way harder. And I might actually change the speed of this wall because I think it's a bit too slow at the minute. So maybe something like that. And we're ready to move on now to the next part. I want to add some speed boosts to the course. So basically when the boat hits the speed boost, it's going to move really fast. So all you have to do for this is choose a different color. So I'm just going to choose white, and you simply need to draw an arrow like this at wherever you want the boot to have a speed boost. So I'm just going to do one here, let's say, do one here, and do one here. And then we need to go back and add some code. So if it's touching the color white, then we need to make it move 3 steps like that. And we'll just add that here. And that is our speed boost complete. Now I want to fix something, and that's when the boot crashes into the wall. At the minute it's not really, like, it doesn't look good. It's just going back to the beginning. I wanted to actually break apart. So the way we do that is we need to add another costume. I want to rename this costume and call it normal. Then duplicate it, and then simply I'm just going to use this tool, and I'm just going to take parts off the boot like this and just move it about to give the impression that it's like broken. So we can just do something like this, make it very messy. It's entirely up to you. And I think that looks like a very good boot that's been destroyed when it hits the wall. So we just need to add that into our code now. So we need to switch the costume to normal 2. And then once we go back to the start, we need to switch the costume back to the first one. And let's say we actually get the boot to say something for 1 second, and then go back to the normal costume here. And we can give this a quick test. So if I do something like this, there we go. It goes back to the start, and then we have our speed boost over here. There we go. That's perfect. And I want to add a timer now. So this is going to be what's the point of the course. It's always going to be counting up the time. So we already have a variable here. I probably want to rename it so it's easier for us to read. And I need to show the variable. We can put that somewhere at the very bottom over here. And then all we need for this variable is we can add this to the backdrop code. When GreenFlag clicked, we're going to set the time to 0. Then forever, every 0.1 seconds, we're going to change the time by 0.1. And that's always just going to keep going up and up every single time. And you can try to maybe add like a time to beat or something, but I'm not going to do that at the minute. That is basically this complete. So we can give this a quick test. There we go. I can get the speed boost over here. And I might actually probably add another speed boost over here at the minute. And then we have our moving wall. And then we need to try and get past. Perfect. Another speed boost. And then we have our gate at the very end. And we simply just follow it along. There we go. That is our time of 24.7 seconds. And I'm very happy with this project. I might actually just adapt to speed boosts. So maybe make it move a bit more. And I'm probably going to add another speed boost over here. And then that, our project complete. There we go. That's going to be it from the Scratch coding class today. Make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.